So today we're going to talk about 5 of the biggest tourist trap cities and towns in North America. These are cities and towns that are generally near some major attraction that over time have become tourist trap towns. They generally consist of large crowds, traffic, and usually a lot of businesses that are associated with tourism that kind of divert from the main attraction. And yes, I have personally been to all 5 of these. So with that, here are the 5. First, I'm going to start off with a pretty obvious one if you've been there before, and that is Niagara Falls, Ontario. Obviously, the big attraction it's centered around is Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls, USA also has some of this atmosphere, but not quite to the extent that the Canadian side does. But going back to the Ontario side, as you get away from the part that's right by the falls, you'll find many hotels, 2 casinos, several water parks, observation decks, and theme parks and such. And you have the famous Clifton Hill, which really has a lot of touristy type stores, restaurants, attractions. Traffic around the falls can be challenging, but the benefit of this place is the roads are kind of more plentiful here than some of the other places on this list. But what's probably the worst thing about this city is that the markup on everything is very high. Everything here is generally about 20 to 30% more expensive than just getting it at a normal place. Next up we have Ocean City, Maryland. This is the main beach destination for Maryland. And basically what you have, since this is on a barrier island, is everything has to be packed real tight on the island, and there's only one major road that goes through. And really here you're going to find it to be just very crowded and just a endless line of restaurants, hotels, and such for several miles until you get past the Delaware border, where it does kind of open up into some parklands. And obviously gets quite crowded during the summer as it's one of the destination beach locations on the Atlantic coast. Next up we have Branson, Missouri. This town is kind of an attraction in and of itself due to its famous shows, but as far as natural attractions, the Ozark Mountains are generally the main thing there. This city was particularly challenging to stay in, as the tourist areas are kind of separate from the downtown, and the road that has most of the hotels, theaters, and other attractions is pretty much the only easy road to get to all of them. And the traffic here during the summer is just really bad because everything is just lined along that main road. It's definitely not a city that you're going to find much natural escape in. Next on this list we have Paradise, Nevada. The interesting thing here is most of the things that people associate with Las Vegas are not actually in the city of Las Vegas, but rather the unincorporated town of Paradise, which was established by the casino owners to try to avoid paying taxes to the city. This is where the most famous part of the strip is, with the casinos such as the Bellagio, the Luxor, and MGM Grand are. The main attraction here is the casinos and the Vegas experience itself. Here you'll find crowds, lights, traffic, and a lot of overpriced hotels due to high resort fees. It's definitely an interesting place to visit, but it does give off a lot of the tourist trap atmosphere and vibes as far as crowds and things to do. And the final one on this list is Gatlinburg / Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I chose to put these two together because they're right next to each other and they both have the same tourist trap-like atmosphere to them. The 2 big attractions that people come to this area to see are Dollywood, which is in Pigeon Forge, and the Smoky Mountains National Park, which is to the east. But these 2 towns are loaded with man-made attractions, and with them both being mountain towns basically located in valleys, the traffic here during the summer can get really bad. It's become one of those destinations that just keeps expanding and becoming a bigger and bigger tourist trap, with its many resorts, restaurants, shopping, and themed entertainment. So there you have the 5. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thank you for watching.